Hello, everyone. This is your host, Susan Rosen, and my guest today is Tom Paladino. Did I get that right?
That's correct.
I forgot to ask again. Damn. Um, and Tom is on with a lot of really interesting information and a lot of really interesting equipment he's going to tell us about back there behind him. So, welcome, Tom. And I am really looking forward to this, and tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you're doing with your life here.
We're going to speak about quantum energy. Thank you, Susan, for the invitation. Quantum energy, what some people call scalar energy or 0-point energy. It's real. I have scientific instruments that control it. This is real. Some people 25 years ago would say, that's too esoteric, that's woo-woo. No, it's not. These engineered instruments tell me it's real, and I can control the energy. So what are we getting at? There's two energies: electromagnetic, electricity, and scalar. I have worked with scalar energy most of my life, not electricity. And so has a great scientist by the name of Nikola Tesla.
Yes.
Nikola Tesla, later in his life, was working with free energy or scalar energy. Why do I call it free? It's the energy of the sun and the stars. You do not create scalar energy, you harness it.
Okay.
We have to dig for coal. Scalar energy is for free from the sun and the stars. You have to drill for oil. All you have to do is harness scalar energy from the sun. Windmills are expensive, and you have to depend upon wind. Scalar energies from the sun and the stars, it's always there. Cloudy day or sunny day, with wind or no wind. So what's my point? This is the energy of the future, and it's the technology of the future. It's free energy from the sun and the stars. And this primal force allows us to do incredible things, allows us to bring about quantum health, or what I call informational health. When I work with these instruments, it's intelligence or information. It's not a biological process. So we're going to explain about a scalar energy instrument working in the quantum field, not with our biology, but with our aura or our force field. I access the force field. I don't access the biology of the body. My work is not flesh and bones. My work is information or intelligence. Okay. Now, without further ado, when I work with these instruments, and again, this is not electricity, I work with people by way of their photograph. My photograph is my bilocated version. It's my energetic copy. This is my biological Tom. This is my energetic Tom. But there's similarities. And I can access my energy field through a photograph. I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause, and I'm going to say, we're sharing a conversation by Zoom, by computers. Our computers are communicating. I see Susan's image in my computer. Susan sees my image in her computer. So we're sharing an image. And I have an instrument that shares images likewise, not a computer, but a scalar energy instrument. So this is the new science in which we work just with energy. And even a photograph of a person has that energy signal. In specific, this photograph has my signal. And I actually place my photograph inside the instrument. And I have a download of energy. Now, let me explain. There's so much energy coming off of this Tesla coil the instrument is operating. There's so much free energy, it can illuminate a light bulb.
Wow.
That light bulb is in its factory packaging.
Whoa.
Now, if I place my photograph next to the Tesla coil inside this instrument, there's a download of light into my photograph. That is a chakra balancing. I am balancing my brain waves and chakras. Not in person through my energy field, on the photograph. And the photograph corresponds to me because the photograph is my energy field. So people from around the world send me their photograph, sometimes collages, family photographs, group photographs. I place that group photograph inside the instrument and I perform a chakra balancing, a download of energy on their photograph, which is their signature. Okay, now, what is a computer? It's really an information system.
Oh, that's what they used to call it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And it's yes, it is hardware. This is hardware. But what does a computer do? It shares, it computes. It's an information system, an information matrix. This is my computer, so to speak. It's hardware. It's an engineered instrument. But it's information that I'm sharing. I'm sharing the download of a chakra. The energy is so strong, it will balance my chakras, just as it illuminates a light bulb. If I can illuminate a light bulb, I can illuminate my mind. So what is this called a mind? Energy healing, quantum healing through a photograph in which we can work with one person, 30 people, or 30 million people by way of a photograph.
Wow.
That's a lot to take in, I know.
Yeah, well, I'm just, yeah. Thinking about our prior, well, I'm thinking about our prior conversation and how you could balance everybody out there, but you got to get everybody's picture right.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Now, this energy has a lot of functions. Nikola Tesla was able to take a scalar energy engine and power an automobile, free energy from the sun and the stars. He actually had a sun or a star engine, and he was able to power that car around Buffalo, New York, without the need of a combustion engine. And I always say it's too bad we didn't listen to him, because our cars could be powered by the sun.
Yeah.
By the sun. Okay. I can't do that. Hopefully someday I can. Presently, I'm working in quantum health. Now, what do I mean? Now, keep in mind, I only work with photographs. It's energy fields. I work with photographs of microbes. Here's a germ, Staphylococcus aureus. What am I doing? I always work with photographs because a photograph is a source of light. I am matching up these two photographs. My photograph is matching up, communicating with Staphylococcus aureus. In so doing, now in the quantum field, I can download the energy of Staph aureus into me, into my quantum field. If I have Staphylococcus aureus, this Staph aureus will be disassembled or eradicated. We'll bring it to a state of chaos through this instrument. A photograph of a bacterium, Staphylococcus aureus, allows me to identify Staph aureus in my quantum field, bring it to chaos, and remove it from my quantum field. Disassemble it, eradicate it, cure it, transmute it, call it what you will. Not working on a biological plane. We're working on a photographic plane, or within the photographic dimension of scalar energy.
Okay.
So I download information into my force field. My photograph is the force field. I don't download a chemical. I never work with chemicals. Okay? Why does this work? It works because the energy behaves this way. It's not me. I say this so many times. People say, that's fascinating, Tom. How'd you do it? I said, I don't do it. It's consciousness. You know, when you turn on electricity in your home, nobody ever is in a state of wonderment and say, Susan, how did you provide that electrical current? Well, that's the nature of electricity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the nature of this instrument is to provide power to my photograph, and that photograph is Staphylococcus aureus. So when I place these two force fields in the instrument, there's a download of information from Staph aureus into me. It's always white light, okay? There's always a communication. And that's how I can eradicate Staph aureus.
So it's eradicating it. It's not downloading it into you.
No, because
Okay.
thank you. Because this instrument works on information. So it cannot download a physical entity. This is non-physical information.
Okay.
What does it do? If this is the atomic bond of Staph aureus or any type of element or any type of compound, we break down those communication. We bring to a state of chaos the atom, the molecule. The atom or the molecule is no longer coherent. It's no longer a functioning atom or molecule. We actually transmute or change the atom or molecule. So what happens? The atomic structure, the molecular structure of Staph aureus changes transmutation. We change it into smaller particles. We go from a bacterium and we break it down into probably proteins.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Now, that is my straightforward approach with energy to identify the signature of a bacterium, instruct that bacterium to communicate with a person or many people or 1 million people, and we can eradicate Staph aureus as a signature in 1 million people a day.
Wow. But somebody's got to go round up all the pictures, right?
That's correct. That's why I give away 15 days of free session.
Okay.
I've discovered this technique. To be clear, I'm one researcher in one laboratory. I work alone. I don't have a staff. I'm not connected to a university. Big business, I don't think they like me. I don't think they'll probably dislike me even more in 5 years. But my point is,
wait. They may like you a lot if they see they could make money off of you.
Yeah, okay.
That's the only.
Okay. Well, you're right.
You're right. Continue. Sorry.
So why am I saying this? Nikola Tesla tried to introduce free energy to the world. The power monopoly in his day did not want it.
No.
They started a smear campaign against them. Okay. So let's move on. My goal is to demonstrate that these scalar energy instruments are a benefit. And I have people around the world who have submitted their photograph to us and enjoy excellent quantum health because of it. Not biological health, informational health. Now keep in mind, I'm a researcher. I'm not in the medical field. This is not Western medicine. This is a new technique that's never been duplicated. Nobody has my instrument. So I'm a pioneer. I'm at the vanguard of this movement.
Okay. And where are you taking that movement since you're leading it now?
To great people like you, Susan, with podcasts to help me get the word out. Now, if my work is really this effective, and I say it is because I work with energy, energy is perfect. Energy never makes a mistake. And if I have, and I do, if I have 4,000 testimonies on my website, the word is getting out through a grassroots effort. Through a grassroots effort. And that's what it's going to take. Concerned people, social activists, humanitarians who want to get the message out there.
So it sounds like, or what it reminds me of, I guess, is the energy workers who just work directly on somebody, right? But you've been able to create it in a more manageable, I'm not sure if that's the right word, but
you're right.
I don't know, right? That's more straight. That's it, right. I'm not sure I'm describing it correctly, but
what some people do innately, when some people have by gift of God healing hands, I have an instrument that will work along those same principles. Yes. So some people are great medical intuitives. Some people can self-heal. Other people can pray and by the force of a miracle cure you. This instrument is really the analog of prayer. This instrument is really the analog of positive thinking.
The laying on of hands kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've always said that the laying on of hands, healing hands, the animating force from the hands is scalar energy, scalar light.
Right. Yeah.
Not electricity.
That's what I'm hearing. Right.
Not electricity.
No. It's still energy, though.
Yes, correct. Correct. So the next time somebody lays hands on you, you know, if they're of God and they're a good person, allow them to lay hands upon you, because that's a gift from God. Some people who can heal, that they do have a gift from God.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there are some people, you know, that I've run across over the years who are just so good. You go in and they just kind of manipulate, and it's not just the manipulation, right? That's doing it. And they help.
Yes, and that's a gift. And that's incredible. Now, my goal is to help humanity. I've always wanted to be in the position to help humanity. Today in my laboratory, Susan, I work with 500,000 photographs. So this is the beginning of a global healing ministry. We're going to scale this to the point we'll work with 2-3 million people a day.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. It still doesn't cover everybody though on the planet, huh?
Well,
we're increasing faster than you can heal us.
Right. If people get involved with us, the instrument could work with 10 million people a day, but these are stepping stones. These are milestones that we'll have to achieve. But I like your attitude. Good for you.
I mean,
to let the cat out of the bag, I want to treat 8 billion people. I don't think it will happen within the next 24 hours, but I like your attitude.
Well, hey, you know, you have to set goals, right?
Yep.
Yeah. No, and that's, do you have somewhere in your long range plan to create more of those machines or whatever you want to call them?
It's not needed. The bottleneck is not the machine.
Okay.
One instrument could work with 20 million photographs a day. I have more than one instrument. I don't need any more instruments. I need awareness.
Okay. No, I understand that. I was thinking that other people then could get involved and do.
I wish they would, but there's two impediments. Nobody's ever shown me they want to spend the time or devote 20 years to this. It takes time to understand this. There's no money in it, Susan. There's no paycheck. Okay, that's the big drawback.
Well, you have to learn to bill people.
Time and there's no money in it. People don't have the time for this.
To do what you're doing, your side of it, you mean?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
But all that's going to change in my prediction in the next 5 to 10 years. Once people see the benefits, sure, that's going to change.
Yes.
Yeah. And I look forward to that, and we will change the world. Tesla was right. Tesla had free energy instruments. Tesla could illuminate, by the way, light bulbs with scalar energy. And if you look at his invention, it had no moving parts. I'm going to show the audience the instrument.
Yeah.
There's no moving parts there, people. I simply capture a scalar wave. There's no induction motor. There's no armature. It's motionless. So where's the kinetic energy come from? It's not a motor. The kinetic energy is from the sun. What is the best motor that you and I know of, Susan? The sun.
Yeah. What about when the sun with the clouds out there?
Doesn't matter. That's a good point. Scalar energy will pass through matter. Well, a cloud is not an impediment. Here's an experiment. This is a wooden board. It's a cutting board, a culinary board.
Yeah, I see.
If I place that right next to the instrument, that wooden board cannot stop the scalar wave. Okay. If I place a light bulb close to the cutting board,
Uh-huh.
the light bulb
Okay.
illuminates. The wooden cutting board does not stop the transmission of scalar energy. So
Okay.
to answer your question, scalar energy will pass through clouds, through a mountain. Scalar energy passes through the galaxies uninhibited. This is life force energy. It's everywhere. Nothing can stop it. It passes through a brick wall. Nothing can stop it.
Metal passes
Nothing.
through metal too.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Because it's non-physical, Susan.
Right.
It's not two physical objects that are eventually going to collide.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Electricity, even a gamma ray, you still have mass. You still have a photon that is limited at 186,000 miles per second, which is the speed of light. So there is no speed of light here. It's consciousness. This energy is everywhere instantaneously.
Wow. Interesting. Interesting. So what are you doing then with people? I mean, you've got, how do people find you? How do you know?
Through the website. That's the only way.
Okay.
And to be candid, I don't have money to advertise. If I had to advertise, it would put me in the poorhouse. So it's all word of mouth.
Wow.
Now, those of you in the audience, if this makes sense to you, spread the news for us. Help me. I cannot afford advertising. I'm one researcher. I don't have money.
You need to find somebody who will write up something about you.
Okay, just let's put that out in prayer. Help me. Just refer any other even friend or even another podcasters. I'm not trying to diminish what you're doing.
Oh, no. I'm here because of my own interest, not and sharing with people, but I'm not making any money off of this either. So there you go. Two of us.
I guess we could say that we're cut from the same cloth then, because I want to help people, and life cannot boil down to a number. This is not about money, and I don't.
No, but you still have to eat, and you still have to pay the bills.
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Okay, so I want to demonstrate a few other things, what we can do with this energy. I have a program. It's called Natural Foods. I'm going to hold up a photograph of spinach.
Okay.
It's all energy. I download the energy of spinach into me.
Okay.
And when I download natural foods into me, the energy of spinach enters into my quantum field. I suppress my diet. I'm no longer hungry because my body is getting the nutrients, the phytochemicals, the antioxidants, the amino acids from spinach into my quantum field. You're not eating. It's not a chemical process. You're receiving food energetically through light. And the new science says a photograph of spinach is similar to eating spinach. You'll still receive the nutrients of spinach without having to eat the spinach.
Okay, because the energy is the same, whether you put it in that way or through the scalar thing.
Yes, and actually, scalar energy is a better way because you don't have to metabolize spinach. That spinach energy just enters into you, into your force field, into your quantum field. This is the new science. Again, this is not biology. This is quantum. We don't work with flesh and bones. We work with energy or intelligence.
Yeah. So what if you're allergic to spinach?
That's a great point.
You wouldn't be with that, right?
Exactly. Brilliant. Because there's no chemical reaction.
Yeah.
This photograph is not a chemical. When you eat something, it's a chemical. This is non-physical. It's not non-chemical. Now, I never have a chemical reaction. I never have a die-off. I never have a rash or a headache or nausea. You can't have any physical manifestation because you're working with intelligence. Very good. You should teach the class. You're absolutely right. You cannot have an allergic response. I've worked with millions of people. I've never seen an allergic response. It's impossible. You only can have an allergy to a physical substance. You might call it an antigen. You might call it a germ. Call it what you will.
Mm-hmm.
All of my work is non-physical.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So let's take a step sideways. And talk about, so what are the kinds of things that you help people with in, I don't want to use the word curing because it's not exactly the right appropriate
You're right.
description.
It isn't a cure. We need a new language for this. And I simply say transmutation. Some people use the term cure, but I try and shy away from that. Okay, so what am I getting at? We give away 15 days of free sessions in which for 1 hour a day, we'll balance the chakras. If I can balance a light bulb, then I can balance your mind.
Okay.
So 1 hour a day, we balance chakras. The other hour a day, we eradicate, we bring to a state of chaos germs, microbes. And then the remaining 22 hours a day, we will assemble vitamins, minerals. We'll assemble vitamin A and the B complex vitamins and food grade vitamin C. We will assemble micronutrients through photographs. Now, after doing that for 15 days, people say, Tom, I feel better. Now, they can't put their finger on it necessarily because this has never been done before.
Right. There's no comparison. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. There's no comparison. Imagine if 150 years ago, you and I had the first computer, or 200 years ago, you and I had the first car. Well, nobody's ever seen a car 200 years ago. Nobody ever saw a computer 150 years ago. And now, presently, very few people have seen scalar energy instruments. It's a unique experience. Hence, everybody in the world is entitled to 15 days of free sessions.
Okay.
And that's the key, to introduce this to mankind. No holds barred. It's non-threatening. There's no obligation. It's a free 15-day session. And this is how I approach it.
And I don't have to do anything, right?
Correct.
Except send you a picture.
Yes. All you do is email us your photograph. Now, could it be any simpler?
Probably not.
I try to simplify it as much as I can because Tom Paladino wants to work with 10 million photographs a day.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
And we can do it with your help. Can't do this alone. I cannot take 10 million photographs every month. The world can take 10 million photographs every month. So
does the photograph have to be a particular or just any photograph you have?
Yeah, any photograph. When I started in the 90s, we were using Polaroid photographs. They worked.
Oh my God, yeah.
Can you imagine that?
I remember that my father had one of the first ones. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, I was using Polaroid photographs at one time. Now, just a digital photo. Email us, that's all.
Wow. Huh. So I could take my photograph off of the Zoom, right?
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Sign up for the 15-day free session, scalarlight.com. Send in photographs of your family members with their permission. Include your pets. Share it with people
pets. Don't do pets.
For your general audience, share this with your office, share this with your school, with your social club. Again, this is the easy way to quantum health that's painless because we don't use chemicals. And you'll never have an adverse reaction because we don't work with physical reality. We work with the spirit or the aura.
Okay. So is that going to make my memory better?
Many people say it does. The chakra balancing, it improves their memory. Yes. I've actually had some mothers provide testimony that their children, their test scores improved because
Huh.
it gave them greater concentration and perhaps greater
I was going to
clarity,
say,
greater
yeah.
understanding of a subject.
Well, yeah, and if it's kids, just the ability to focus.
Yes.
If that goes up, then everything else gets better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which serves to prove my theory that thinking is scalar energy. And the more scalar energy that the mind has, the smarter you are. Yeah.
They say it's electrical. I know isn't it electrical, but they say that's the way they describe it, right?
Yes, you're correct. You're correct. The
So
electricity is like the second energy, the derivative. But nonetheless, there are, encephalographs that show those electrical impulses. So light energy is the way to go. Light energy is a first principle. It's fundamental. Light energy never makes a mistake. And scalar light gives us intellect. You're right. It follows the laws of science.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it also doesn't judge.
Yes.
That's when we make mistakes.
Yes.
It just says, oh, that's what that is. This is what I do with it. Okay, there it goes.
Yes.
Wow. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Well, I will put your website in the show notes for anybody who doesn't get it down because they're listening, driving their car or something. And
Thank you.
What else can I do for you?
Hey, you've done enough. What more could I ask? Now we await the world to participate and test the technology. We're 125 years too late. Let's not wait anymore. Tesla demonstrated this 125 years ago. Wow. What are we waiting for? That's rhetorical. Don't answer.
Yes. Yeah. No. Because we're already past that.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you so much, Susan. I thank your audience for listening. Remember, people, these are engineered instruments. This is not a psychic event. I work with the laws of science.
Right.
And if you visit my website, you'll see 4,000 testimonies of people who say that the laws of science have helped them.
Yeah. Yeah. So even though I'm going to put it in the show notes, give me your website again.
Yeah.
For everybody else. Yeah.
Scalar Light. It's spelled SCALAR Light, LIGHT. Scalarlight.com.
Okay.
We always have the 15-day free session.
Okay.
On the website. Share it with everybody you know. You can put it on social media for that matter.
Okay.
Share it with the world. Thanks.
Oh, sounds good. Well, my show notes go on Facebook and YouTube and all those places.
Yeah, please. And this is how we introduce the new concept, the new technology.
Yeah.
Grassroots effort, people. No politics, no monopolies, grassroots. It depends upon your response.
And, if you think about it, you have nothing to lose because you're not doing anything to me bodily as such.
You're right.
I mean, there are things that will probably change, but it's not like, oh, I'm gonna break out in a rash or anything.
Right. How can you have it? Did anybody ever say that the stars gave them a rash?
No.
Has any medical or biological condition ever been attributed to star energy? No, I've never heard so.
No, maybe if we found some old comic books, there might be something in there, but that's seriously, that's the kind of stuff they used to put in the comic books. If you remember back to your early young days of I still have my old comic books. They're worth a lot of money.
Good. Yeah, you're right. They are.
Yeah, they are. So, anyways, with all of that being said, thank you very much. This has been very enlightening. And I will say what I usually do, which is that neither of us are doctors. This is not to be seen as medical advice, quote unquote, and that I will be talking to everybody else next week.